Hi guys, welcome back, and we're gonna have a huge book haul. Yeah. So I think like November last year I thought, I don't wanna do like gigantic book hauls. I will film the books I have posted, filmed it, and I've never edited it completely. I've never posted, and then in December I got a couple more books I was really hyped about. And I thought like, yeah, that's no issue. I still haven't posted like a previous footage. I will just film new books, edit to the video, post it, and I've never finished editing it and posting it. And then I got a couple new books, and then the intro stuff was also irrelevant. And at this point I thought like, I don't want to do like a video which would be more than an hour long, and also made from like bits and pieces of like 3 or 4 different footages. So we're filming the whole thing right now, and because it's a lot of books, and at this point I don't even remember what I showed you and what I didn't. I decided that, I will separate it into a couple of videos because I can. And the first one which I'm watching right now would be actually quite short one, because it would be just Harry Potter related, because why not? And I'm gonna show you 3 books now. So I think first of all I want to show you this beast. Ta-da! This is Harry Potter the Octafold Sword, and it's super heavy. You've probably seen like this book, this I think whole series of the vaults. This Octafold Vault, I think it was like magical creatures and something else. But I think there's at least 3 or maybe even 4 of them. And of course there's like more Harry Potter non-fiction books, but yeah, at first I thought I would buy it locally because there is a Russian translation of it, obviously. There is even like it in the translation of the publishing house, which I like more. Yeah, like obviously I bought that one. It was like brand new, like still in the wrapping, in the plastic, completely untouched. I haven't fully read this one yet. I've like just scrolled through the pages. I was so surprised with some things because, maybe I'm not like super attentive, or probably I watched the films last time when they were out. I think I was maybe rewatching bits of pieces of like first 3 or 4 movies, but not like later, because when I come into fandom it was before the 7th books was published, before I think the 5th movie was out. So I watched the movie for book number 5 and number 6 in the movie theater, and then I was pretty disappointed with the 6th movie, and so I didn't watch the last 2 movies in cinema. And I think in general I watched them quite later because I was disappointed with the equalization at this point. And I didn't like them when I watched them, to be completely honest. I don't know why they added the footage like this, but it's almost impossible to see anything. It's just like a black screen with like some details popping. Like since I think like movie 5, it's mostly like that. It annoys me so much. I was watching movie 6 in the movie theater on a large screen. I could barely see what's happening. So I don't know why they're doing like that. And I don't think I rewatched all the films. I was rereading the books, but like I don't like movies that much. So maybe I wasn't like that attentive as a child, or just I don't know, I forgot about these things. But recently I follow a lot of crafters, or just a lot of people who unbox subscription boxes about Harry Potter. and there was a lot of paper replicas and stuff, and it was like, oh, cool, like these people are so cool, they're making up all this stuff which wasn't in the movies, but it was in the movies. And like while I was looking through this book and the photos and sketches, the official photos and stuff, and I was like, oh, so this wasn't like completely made up, it was in the films actually. Oh. So that's interesting. Now I know that I don't pay a lot of attention to details in the movies, but that's interesting. And this book is giant, it's so well printed. Like, I don't think they're gonna buy another books from the World series or in general other non-fiction Harry Potter books. There is like one book like how the magic in Harry Potter works or something like that. I was thinking about buying that one, but I'm not super interested in other books, and so, well, yeah, I would rather buy, like, finish my collection of house editions and maybe buy a third book in the illustrated edition, because the third one is my top favorite. And yeah, that's it. Next one, I think I will show you this book, because probably will be the gem of this video, but we have another one, but we'll leave it for the very last. And ta-da! This is Harry Potter in Belarusian translation, the official printed edition, and I'm so damn happy. Because, you know, there is fan-made translation. It was on the internet for a while. I don't know why I haven't read it. I was going to, but then, like, in the spring last year, I saw the news that they're going to translate and print Harry Potter in Belarusian. And I was like, I need to wait and read this translation, because obviously I'm gonna collect this book. So I wanna, so I wanna have this translation as like my main and only one. Because when you read one translation and you see another one, you kind of keep comparing them, thinking, oh no, I like that one better, and I like that one better, and it's like, how do you translate this name better? But to be honest, at this point I like this translation way more than the Russian one, which I mainly read, and especially with another Russian one that I haven't read fully, but only like by bits and pieces, and I hate. So I love the paper. Just, could you talk about this color? It's like so smooth carpet, not like a glossy one, but like really soft and pretty, and all on my fingerprints though. But we're not gonna talk about that. And it's like shiny red foiling. The only thing, like, I was hoping so much that they would make like original illustrations, but obviously like that's extra money. On the other hand, I'm glad that they didn't took the covers of which the other Russian edition had, because the edition I had looked like this, and there is edition like this. So, and they took, I think it was like for 20th anniversary for American editions, this like huge box set, which when you put all the books together, it make like one continuous picture, and the illustration is great. So I'm still super happy with it. But like, yeah, I was hoping for like original cover art, but still, it's super cool. And the red foiling, I mean, like, I don't know, could you see it's shining, but it's shining. And yeah, I'm still in the progress of reading this actually. You know, it's like even more like a sentimental value for me to finally have Harry Potter in my native language. Because yeah, you know, I've read Harry Potter in Russian like 15 times, like the whole series at this point. I also have an English edition, and I'm slowly also reading them, but having this book that just means so much. I was in a bookstore on a day which was first for sale, and I also got like a sign from a translator. For me and for my sister, I've actually decided not to buy like 2 copies because it would be too much probably, and yeah, so it was great. It was wonderful day. I love this stuff. So, and they're going to translate the whole series and maybe additional books. They're not like sure at this point. Obviously, like if people gonna buy this, they're gonna translate and print things. But I'm super hyped. Also, I think the first printed batch, I'm not sure about the terminology, but the first printing, they sold almost 300 copies in the first day. It was like the amount of books they basically brought to the bookstore, and it was sold before the bookstore was closed. So it was in an event for that and stuff. It like towards the end of the event was like 15 books left, so they had to bring a couple more books, and not sure what the actual print was. 2,000 copies. So yes, they had 2,000 copies, and it's all sold. So I was on a Harry Potter night, the first ever Harry Potter night in Belarus, and there was people from a publishing house in this event because it was mostly hosting it, and they said that their first batch is 2,000 copies. It's almost sold out, so there's like maybe a couple of things left, so they're going to reprint another stuff, but it obviously will have like 2020 number everywhere, so like it's like almost unique at this point. 2,000 copies. Maybe for Harry Potter it's not like a lot, but for the small country and small language, I think that's cool. And I saw like people probably buying like copies for friends and whatnot, because there was like people who was carrying like 3 copies of the book in the bookstore on the day it was finally in stock. So yeah, okay, I need to stop rambling because we have another book here. It's like not technically Harry Potter, but I would say Harry Potter related. And you might think its cover is weirdly familiar, because this is kind of a parody on the Harry Potter and Philosopher, and it's called Porry and Philosopher, I think it's how you can translate it. The authors are Andrey, Zhvalevsky and Igor Mitsko. So yes, this is a satire on Harry Potter, parody. I'm not sure if I was like Harry Potter fan a long time ago, you've probably heard about some Harry Potter inspired books. I'm not sure about the foreign one, but I've seen like the stuff on the internet with various weird titles. So I assume that was other Harry Potter inspired reimagining and stuff elsewhere. In terms of Russian books, there was like 2 main things. There was Tanya Grotter, I think also it's Mefodий Buslayov, if I'm not wrong, but Tanya Grotter, it's like super vague reimagining, I would say. So Tanya Grotter has a female main character. It's heavily inspired by Russian folklore. It's like couple of like similarities. Yes, like I think to the point that it's hard to tell that it is actually a Harry Potter reimagining only like because from the title. And also the Tanya Grotter series is way larger than Harry Potter. I think there's more than 10 books in it. But it was kind of famous for the fact that I think that Rowling sued the author for the fact that like they're using the character name for profit and making a book with a similar title or something like that. It wasn't in use, and not exactly sure about the. I haven't read Tanya Grotter because when I was like my with the fandom and stuff. I was like, how dare they? Like, they're using Harry Potter name for profit. Like, for people will be confused and like buying this stuff, thinking it's like related to Harry Potter, and it's not. Like, how dare they? Later on, I've read Harry Potter fanfiction with crossover with Harry Potter and Tanya Grother. And from what like I knew a couple of stuff about Tanya Grother, or read like about it on Wikipedia or whatnot, and I thought I'm not interested like about mainly because of the Russian folklore reimagining stuff. From what the bits and pieces I found, I thought like it's not like superly cool, not well done and whatever. So I've never read it. And another kind of less famous thing, because I think that this character name sounds hilariously funny and stupid. Maybe it's okay for like foreign ears, but for me like that sounds so dumb. Who would call the kids Porry? Who? Okay, that's not the topic of the conversation. So it was kind of less famous, and also I think they've made the full-on satire only on the first book, and they wrote 3 more books, but it's like more like separate stories about the other part of the Golden Trio. They have a Golden Trio, and I think like someone else, maybe they are Voldemort version. So the next 3 books in the series are not copying Harry Potter. I kind of forgot about it, and I randomly saw it in the bookstore. Obviously, also it was like less than $1, definitely maybe like 50 cents or something. So definitely bought it. But when I read the blurb, well, I thought like, damn, this is my perfect Harry Potter fanfiction. Why I haven't read it before? So basically, I'm a huge fan of an idea with magic and Muggle technology combined together, how it would work. And unfortunately, there's not like a lot of fanfiction about it. There's like some stuff, but in general, unfortunately, a lot of people tend to write like about true magic of like magical families and their special abilities. So like, oh my god, they have like ability to like make potions like in their blood, and like super cool, and that like giant library with like all this magical text and stuff that no one else has. And also like they can't just marry anyone because of their magical abilities will not work together, and like whatever, like oh my god, like Muggles. Yes, there's quite a lot of, surprisingly, there's quite a lot of fanfiction like that, even though like the main point of it was like respecting other people, like Muggles, aka minorities. But surprisingly, there's a lot of fanfiction with like completely in a different direction. And if you've seen Muggle technologies like somewhere, like probably like Muggles are bad at destroying the magical world, that like using wizards as lab rats. So someone will make a super cool time turner or another artifact or like a potion or whatever. Just something happens, they go to the past to change everything and show Muggles where they belong. So yeah, so I was hoping for the text where like technology and magic works together, and like if this book will work great for me in terms of plot and you know, plot is kind of copying the Harry Potter and Philosopher stuff, but in terms of writing style, it would be like my perfect Harry Potter fanfiction. So Porry was born in a wizard's family, but it was born squib. It says here like Muggle, but maybe it was like written before like the term squib was introduced in Harry Potter. Basically, was born in a magical family but has no magical abilities. And Voldemort, or Moldevold, in here is like this weird wizard who think that the future is for science and Muggle technology, so he decided to show the wizards that the Muggle technology is better by finding a way to took away their magical powers and turning them into squibs. But when he decided to do it with Porry, probably he didn't know that he was squib. So Voldemort loses his magical powers, but Porry gains magic and fascinated with Muggle technology. 11 years later, Porry needs to go to the Hogwarts, or in this case, Perverts. But Porry doesn't want to do magic, he want to do chemistry and weird scientific technological things. He would do something a weird artifact out of his wand because he could. But he has to go to Hogwarts, but he just dream about finally going out of the school and going to normal Muggle college. But yeah, it's kind of goes that easy. So I think that's all for the Harry Potter part of the book haul, because we have a lot to talk about. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next part of this book haul. Bye bye.